बतौर एक चैम्पियन फॉर ही फॉर शी यूनाइटेड नेशंस का होने के नाते और हिंदुस्तानी होने के नाते और एक ऐसे घर में पैदा होने के नाते जहां हमारी दादी हमारे घर की सीईओ होती थी, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर हमारी माँ होती थी, विमेन एम्पावरमेंट का जो इशू है वो यथार्थ से है, वो ज़िंदगी से जुड़ा हुआ है और उनको बहुत ही अहम तरीके से हमको लेना चाहिए, सिर्फ बोलने के अंदाज से नहीं। और आज जिन 4 महिलाओं को मैंने इंट्रोड्यूस किया है, एक दादी को इंट्रोड्यूस किया है, शालिनी को इंट्रोड्यूस किया है और लक्ष्मी रानी को मैंने इंट्रोड्यूस किया है और मानवी को, उनका जो जीवन है या उन्होंने जो दृढ़ निश्चय अपने जीवन में लिए वो हमारे लिए एक बहुत प्रेरणा का स्रोत है। कितना पढ़ी हैं ये, कितना इन्होंने मेहनत की है, इनके हस्बैंड ने इनकी कितनी हेल्प की है, इनके मदर इन लॉ ने इनकी कितनी हेल्प की है, वो अलग है। उसके बावजूद इनकी जो अंदर की जो एक गरिमा थी, एक इनका जो दृढ़ निश्चय था, उसने बहुत हेल्प किया। एंड आई थिंक दिस काइंड ऑफ इवेंट हेल्प्स अस सॉर्ट ऑफ ब्रिंग द सिचुएशन इन फ्रंट।
सर वैसे तो काफ़ी बदलाव हुआ है, लेकिन अगर फिल्म इंडस्ट्री की बात करें तो काफ़ी बार ये होता है कि जो वो एक्ट्रेस हैं उनको कंप्लेन होती है कि एक्टर को ज़्यादा मतलब डिमांड में रखा जाता है एज फार एज कंपनसेशन इज कंसर्न।
हाँ, ये चेंज होना चाहिए, ऑफ कोर्स चेंज होना चाहिए, बिल्कुल चेंज होना चाहिए और हो रहा है। ऐसी बात नहीं है, बहुत सारी एक्ट्रेसेस अब भी मेन रोल करती चली आ रही हैं और होना भी चाहिए। उनकी ये शिकायत वर्ल्ड वाइड है, सिर्फ हिंदुस्तान में नहीं है, इवन हॉलीवुड में भी ये शिकायत है कि जो महिलाओं को जो है उतना इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं मिलता। बट आई थिंक धीरे धीरे सब चीज़ें चेंज होनी है और मैं एक आशावादी होने के नाते सोचता हूँ।
लास्टली पूछना चाहूँगा, इतना बड़ा स्टेप लिया है मोदी जी ने 500,000 का बैंड, क्या चैलेंज फेस करना पड़ा और आपको मतलब क्या लगता है?
मुझे लगता है किसी भी ऐतिहासिक बदलाव के लिए, देश के लिए इस तरह के कदम उठाने के लिए पहले तो मैं उनको बधाई देना चाहता हूँ। और मुझे लगता है कि किसी भी चीज़ को जब रूट से निकालना हो तो उसमें तकलीफ़ तो होती है। ऑफ कोर्स एक साधारण नागरिक को शायद लाइन में खड़ा होने में तकलीफ़ है, मगर आज से 20 साल बाद जब उसका बेटा या उसकी बेटी या उसका पोता या पूछेगा कि क्या हमारे देश में बदलाव आ सकता था और आप उस समय थे मौजूद, और उसका यही जवाब होना चाहिए, हाँ बेटा मैंने तकलीफ़ सही है और मैं लाइन में खड़ा था। क्योंकि कोई भी चीज़ ज़िंदगी में जो है आसानी से नहीं मिलती है। अगर मैं ये सोचता कि मैं शिमला में हूँ और मेरे पिताजी क्लर्क हैं फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट में और यहाँ तक इस मुकाम तक पहुँचने के लिए मुझे बहुत तकलीफ़ें उठानी पड़ी, और हर इंसान को अपनी तकलीफ़ को और देश की तकलीफ़ को अगर जोड़ के चले तो लगता है कि बहुत कुछ आगे बदल सकता है।
सर अरविंद केजरीवाल कह रहे कि ये बिग स्कैम है जो
have her connected to the to secure her body abuse, connected to the different networks where she can be safer, and on the other side with the cell phone she can also secure or control her finance. So it is there, but at the same time the most important thing I feel is that when you provide technology, provide simple solutions to simple solutions, and people know how to use it. Cell phone, people are using WhatsApp in their local language. So the people, those who are providers, they have to rethink and they have to be friendly.
All right, last question, again from social media, from @Arazna. Why is gender equality such an emasculating thought? And how can the men in society overcome this?
That's
you
very
tell me you're the man representing
well, I don't
the panel.
think, I'm not personally, I don't think it's an emasculating thought at all, so I'm not the right person to ask
No.
this.
No, I think, like going back to the election that you were mentioning, weren't we all shocked that somebody who was so misogynistic could actually come to power? Why did it shock us? Were we in a kind of a bubble believing that, you know, this is a given?
You're shocked that 60 million people voted for somebody who thought that sexual assault.
The
Maybe I
fact
should be
is
more
that
politically correct.
But it was something that's a given, right? We have at least come to a place where we have said gender equality is a good thing. I don't think there's an intellectual debate about it, that misogyny is not acceptable. And yet it has come out in the open that in a way it is acceptable. People are literally grabbing women on the streets. I've heard such horrendous things which has legitimized it. So it's really a soul-searching thing, and maybe in the feminist movement as well, we have failed somewhere in only focusing on women. So women are questioning, women are being more vocal, they're pushing the boundaries, and men are still there and still feeling threatened and saying, okay, things are changing too rapidly, is it good for me, is it not good for me? We've made it into a man versus woman thing, whereas
And there
it's
was a
not at
backlash.
all.
Well, I think that's an interesting way of looking at it. And maybe that's what happened in that particular election and elsewhere. So lessons
Let's not
to
do
take.
it here at least. I mean, lessons to be learned.
Yeah, lessons to be learned. All right, thank you all so much for having joined us and shared those perspectives. Thank you. Thank you all.
That we're discussing gender parity at work. Have we really arrived there? Is it something that is spoken of in external meetings and external public settings and gatherings like this one? Does it actually exist when you're in the boardroom, when you're in the corporate office, or when you're trying to get that entrepreneurial venture up and running? Have we arrived at parity at work? So let's start with some initial thoughts. If we can get some thoughts going with you, Sapna. You're with Google, you've been...
That there's a lack of leadership representation across the boardrooms and across CEOs. I think the stats are less than 25% of women are CEOs. There's disparity in pay, and there are some stats that make you think, is there progress happening? I mean, I believe that there is progress happening in my own belief and in my own experience. Is the glass ceiling broken yet? Probably not. When you look around, do you see mostly men at senior levels? Yes, the answer is yes. But I think, I feel optimistic. I've had a lot of great experiences myself. I'll share one quick anecdote, which personal story is that when I was pregnant with twins, 5 months pregnant, I didn't put my hand up for a job, for a CMO job at that time. And my boss at that point called me and said, I hope you're putting your name in. And it gives me hope to say that there are men that are looking out for women in the workplace and saying, you better put your name in for this because you're the best person for the job. Yet we have these biases, and I think the biggest issue is that there's these biases that hold back women that are in our own heads, in our...
Your hometown with me my first time here.
Absolutely, and I'm sure everyone feels the same about you coming to our hometown.
It's a beautiful...
Even if you're from Delhi, Rajan. I saw you in the crowd somewhere.
So let's talk. Again, we all know your amazing work as an actor, but maybe we could talk a little bit about your transition or your evolution from actor to activist.
Right.
And how that happened, and maybe you could walk us through that a little bit.
Okay. I think when you grow up in a city like Mumbai, Bombay, as it was before 1996, it kind of is a natural process to absorb what you see in your environment. And if you are of that sensitive nature, or the nature that actually is affected in a good way and a constructive way to want to do something, Bombay is one of the best cities to be exposed to that. So growing up, whether it was going to school or on my way to college in the local Bombay trains, there was always these two worlds that would mash up together in a very, very explosive way. And that would be the world of the educated, the world, the middle class, the world rushing to make it work, the world trying to move up the ladder. And then there'd be the other world that is literally struggling to come anywhere close to where that other struggling world actually exists. And then, of course, there's the other world, which you have seen and probably experienced, which is also really, really far away from the world that I'm talking about, which is really struggling to meet the middle class world. I came from the middle class world, so I was on my way to college, and I would constantly meet these really young kids begging on local trains, singing to make some money. And the one incident that really, really changed it for me was when I was rather young. My mom was a teacher, and I was on my way to, I think it was mom's school. I didn't go to mom's school. Mom would not have me go to her school. She was like, no way. Yeah. I would be the miscreant, and she would be totally embarrassed. She was already embarrassed, so yeah, that would just be pushing it to the next level. So I was on my way to mom's school, and there was this little girl by the name, who I befriended, asked her what her name was, little girl named Pinky, probably 2 years younger than I was, who came begging for money. And I looked at Mom and I said, well, in civics class, I've been learning that education is every child's fundamental right, so why is Pinky begging? Shouldn't she be in school? Isn't there no school for Pinky? And mum was quite dumbfounded by that, because I was all of 12 years old myself, and she had no answer to give, but the best answer for her to give, which I guess parents have to do in order to kind of, brush things off. She said, "Why don't you complete your education and find your own way to help Pinky?" So pretty much from a very early on age, I was very much involved in whether it was, giving tuition or teaching young kids or being part of any street kid campaigns. It's
You just look straight. Sir, आप हम ऐसा नहीं। चलो रोल है सबका। अच्छा guys, जल्दी। रोल नीचे करो। थोड़ा सा नीचे कर लीजिए। चेहरा नहीं दिखा। चेहरा नहीं दिखा। फ्रीडा करो। फ्रीडा सबसे पहले इस ग्लोबल इनिशिएटिव के बारे में क्या कहना चाहेंगे जो गूगल ने ग्लोबल सिटीजन इंडिया।
Very happy that Global Citizen okay. Acha, yahan par? This way? Okay. Okay, very happy that Global Citizen India has finally happened. It's been a dream for almost like 2 years now, since I first met Hugh Evans of Global Citizen, the international team. So I'm really glad that it's finally happening. I think the main purpose is to make sure that the people of India are aware of what we are up against in terms of the obstacles and how we can actually overcome it. It's great for corporate India to come in and actually finally show a commitment, but this time your commitment is accountable, because you're making this announcement in front of 80,000 people at the concert, but then we're also going live on television, so that way everybody across the nation will actually see your commitment and will hold you accountable. So that's really, really good. So I think it's really important for things like this to actually happen on scale.
क्या चेंजेस देखती हैं आप जब अपने आप को देखती हैं कि पहले की जो फीमेल्स हुआ करती थी, लेडीज हुआ करती थी और आज की जो है
बहुत चेंजेस आए हैं, बहुत चेंजेस आए हैं. Just look at corporate India itself. That itself has changed the whole face of how women are now in the positions of CEO, COO, MDs, and I think that has changed in a big way. लेकिन बहुत सारी changes अभी होने को हैं, क्योंकि there is a lot on the ground level, at the grassroots level, that still have to be focused on and pushed forward. Education is key. जब तक हर लड़की इस देश में स्कूल नहीं जाएंगे, there will be no change, you know. So I feel like you have to make sure that every little girl from the age of 3 actually, or 3 or 4, whatever it is that is the primary school, ends up being in school and getting a quality education. एक चीज़ तो है तो education मिलना ही है, दूसरी चीज़ जो है वो quality education है. Quality education के बिना, you know, you'll get an education but it won't give you, what do you say, you know, table के जो पैर है जब weak हो जाते हैं ना, वैसे नहीं करवाना है. You have to give them strong foundation, strong feet in order to take their dreams forward.
आपने पर्सनली कोई
one second let her ask you one question. One second.
कितनी डिफिकल्टीज हुई पूरे इनिशिएटिव जब आपने लिया, और अब तक कितना आपने पाया है कि बहुत कामयाब रहा, कितना आप अपने आप को कितना
जो कॉर्पोरेट लेवल या फाइनेंसिंग या फंडिंग लेवल की डिफिकल्टीज है, इसके बारे में मुझे मत पूछिए प्लीज़, क्योंकि मैं ज़्यादा इन्वॉल्व नहीं थी उसमें. लेकिन डिफिकल्टीज बिल्कुल रहे हैं, क्योंकि you know we are doing this for the first time on such a big scale in India. You know, it's not easy having Coldplay, Jay-Z, Demi Lovato, A.R. Rahman, all these Bollywood actors, Mr. Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, all on one stage. So you can imagine security level has also had to be upped, you know. So there's little the cogs in the wheel that actually make the wheel move has been a process, but a very happy one, you know, just to see it actually happen after dreaming it 2 years ago. It's actually very
Everyone is told everyone is told कि Priyanka Chopra is the first Indian Hollywood superstar. Are you believing that?
No, not connected.
You believe that question?
Let's go.
Frieda, you have preferred to work in international projects. So what do you think? I mean, working in a Hindi film project is...
Hello.
No, not connected.
आपने कितना फीमेल्स को जिस तरह से आप बता रही हो कि एजुकेट करना बहुत जरूरी है, आपने कभी कोई एफर्ट लिया है उसके बारे में?
Absolutely. In fact, उसके benefits भी देखे हैं हमने. You know, I think sometimes they say, you know, charity starts at home, and I hate the word charity. ये word charity मुझे बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं है, क्योंकि any time you use the word charity, आप सोचते कि आप you're higher than the other. I think it's responsibility, which is a much better word than charity. क्या? Oh, okay. I got confused. So I think it's when you say it starts at home, I have my own house help who's been with me for many, many years, and I see her daughter is actually now an editor for Marathi films, and the only way she would get there is if she had the basic education, you know, in filmmaking. Her mother sent her to school, लेकिन उसको एक स्टेप आगे जाने के लिए you need an educational fees in order to send her to a film school. And my family supported her, and she's now an editor for Marathi films, and that makes me very happy. You know, she wants to do something that is different, and kudos to her mother to let her do something like that. वैसे भी आपको पता है कि film industry, it's fickle. When you're going to get your next paycheck, even you don't know, right? So it's important.
Last question. एक सेकंड यार, जिस तरह से सरकार ने फैसला लिया 500 और 1000 के नोट्स को डिमोनेटाइज करने का, क्या कहेंगे आप? कुछ पर्सनली आपने इफेक्ट
कुछ तैयारी कर रही हैं, काफी लोग आपका वेट कर रहे हैं।
Sorry.
हिंदी मूवीज के लिए कोई शाहरुख सलमान या किसी
Okay, let's just, you know, now that I have all these cameras and mics in my face, let me just try to put an end to this. I don't think there's ever an end to this, right? Okay. मुझे हिंदी films में काम, huh? Oh God. She asked me the question, so I'm looking at her obviously. Okay, I have no problems working in Hindi language films. In fact, I have worked in Hindi language films to the extent that I've done a half Marwadi film as well, and I couldn't even speak Marwadi. But for Krishna, I had to learn how to speak Marwadi. Dhyan Rakjo. You know, I had to learn all these things. But the thing is, it's not about who is in the film. It's the story for me. So I actually have a fantastic film coming out next year by first-time filmmaker Tabriz Noorani, who is Indian passport, Indian. Okay, he was one of the producers of Slumdog Millionaire, and he's done this fantastic film called Love Sonia, and Anupam Kher ji is in it, Adil Hussain is in it, this fantastic Mrinal Thakur, this this young television actress is in it. So in my opinion, I am doing Hindi language films, और मैं हिंदी में बात करती हूँ, and I play a fantastic dancer. I won't tell you more.
मैडम क्या इफेक्ट हुए कि 500,000 मैडम आप इफेक्ट हुए 500,000 के नोट से कुछ दिक्कतें आई आपको?
एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा? वुमन के साथ इंटरैक्ट करने का एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा?
वुमन के साथ इंटरैक्ट,
यहाँ पर जो आप इंटरैक्ट कर रहे हैं उनके साथ कैसा एक्सपीरियंस रहा यहाँ आने का?
Oh no, I was on a panel with another woman, so I did not really interact.
Oh no, so
मैडम are you affected?
I'm interacting with women, no? ये लो, they're fantastic.
और लाइक पर्सनली कुछ इफेक्ट हुआ है क्या आपको जिस तरह से?
Sorry.
हुआ क्या मैम?
Thank you so much. Thank you.